welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now we have this Land Rover Freelander behind me, or otherwise known as a Jeep. I wasn't really going to film this video, but it gives me the opportunity to say the word Jeep, which really seems to annoy people out there because they say it isn't a Jeep. It's a Jeep. Get over it. Can you guess what is wrong with it? We're at the back. Anything gives it away? These big black tape lines, maybe? So what we are doing is a window reg. A window reg with the motor. That's what we're going to replace in today. Now the customer has already wedged it up with a piece of wood and he's put these on, and all the door card at the back has been removed, which is handy. So I'm not going to do that because the door card isn't even in here. Just double check. Yeah, it's not in here. So if you want to know how to remove the door card, we did a video, you can't see, but just down here where my hand is, we did a video on how to replace the handle at the back. And in that we take off the door card. So you're going to see that. What we're going to do is we're going to bang this window reg in. Should be nice and easy because it's just bolted on. It shouldn't really be that difficult. The hardest part is going to be undoing the door. Now I should maybe really kind of remove the piece of wood and kind of do it that way, but we're going to see if we can open it, because as you open it there's a little micro switch on the handle which drops the door down, or drops the window down to release it from this seal here, and then you can open it. But obviously it's not going to do that for us. This is the handle I was telling you about. Now let's see if we can actually kind of get this open. Let's remove these. There we go. As you can see, it goes in, you know, 5 or 6 mil, maybe a bit more, or maybe around ½ an inch to be fair. And there we go. So we've got it open. Let's get you inside. Milo has decided to say hello, haven't you, Milo? Who's that? Who's that? Look, who's that? Look, look, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? No, he's not interested. He's just sniffing. Not interested in the camera, people. Right, this really shouldn't be too bad. We have the window motor here, which is 3 10mm. Then we have the actual window reg, which is the 2 metal stands here, which are these fellas here. They're held on by 2 10mm at the top and 2 30mm at the bottom. And you can see that this is our problem. The wire just breaks, common problem, and yeah, doesn't work. So my battery in my camera is about to die, so we can undo these before it does that. I'm leaving this in just to kind of support the window at the minute. Right, the whole bolt and mechanism is spinning there. Not a big deal because it's loosened. We should be able to lift it up. Right, what I really should have done first, I wasn't thinking, I should have lowered the window down to actually undo the window from the actual window reg itself. But we should be all right. I'll just hand tight put these back, just the bottom ones. It means it can't go anywhere. I'm going to change my battery and we'll continue. Okay, full battery. Now, let's remove this. I'm holding the glass at the same time, just in case. What I need to do is slide it down. Right, we have a serious case of the green crusties here, but we should be okay. We just kind of wedge that there, just like that, and I'll show you. This is what we have to undo. So you can see it does kind of look bad. The bolt doesn't look bad, to be fair, but the little clip or the housing does. But that's not our concern. Here's the other one. Focus. There we go. So there we go. Should have really done this first. Not the end of the world, but I should have done. There's the other half dropped out. Now, I don't know if that is dropped out just because it's rusty, or is it dropped out because it's supposed to. It's dropped out because it's supposed to, but I think we have a slightly different mechanism on the new one, which is actually better because it has a clamp and it clamps it rather than has two separate pieces. So the new one is kind of an upgraded version of this. And there we go. The window is out. Now we do have, on this one, we do have the, oh, you can't see it, the heater for the back, but as you can see, it's just completely corroded. You know, I wasn't worried about it. I could see that before I took it off, so, but yeah, do be aware of that. This also here is important. We want to line that up as best we can with the new one, just so we know we've got it more or less right before we bolt everything back. I'm going to put this somewhere safe, and then we'll get the old new reg in. Just so you know, this is where the connections are for the actual heated windscreen, or the heated window. We've only got one connection there. The other one is completely just gone, just obviously corroded, but we're not really worried about that. What I want to do now is take off this window reg and put a new one on. This is one, I mean, we have to slide up because for some reason the whole thing is spinning. Let's just see if we can get it. Nope. They're on like a slotted hole anyway. I just need to be able to get it up enough. There we go. And push it down. But then we do have another one here, which I didn't see. Same thing again, just spinning. So this is the side that's just obviously really rusty, because this is the side where the connections were for the window, and they just kind of rusted away. So obviously this is, for whatever reason, the rusty side. There we go. Just, you can see how bad that is. Just really, really rusty. Now, just undo the motor clip. And there we go, people. No good, chuck it away. New one, please. Now, this is what I was talking about with the new ones. See how they're kind of a clamp and you just do one bolt. This can't really fall off like the other one. Now, to be fair, I didn't need to take the other one completely off. I could have just loosened it, but because I wasn't worried about it, I just took it completely off. But you do have to be careful with these. You don't screw this bolt in too much because you'll shatter the glass. So I've now got to line this up. That's that way. this one in first because this should be straightforward enough. Hope the bolts line up, which they do. The only thing I have noticed oh, we're okay. Just screwing out the big bolt on the old one. I was going to say this is actually a bolt rather than a nut, but this screws out, and that should allow me to put it in the bottom one. Just again, I'm going to do it. Oh, if you can see what I'm doing, just screwing that in. Just do it hand tight for the minute, just to kind of keep it there. Right, that should do me. Now, to get this in, which way we are looking that this is going to be something along the lines of like that. So that's how that goes. Undo these. Again, don't need to come all the way off, just enough for the thickness of the door. You'll see why in a second. What we need to do, same again, line this up. There's something stopping us. What is actually stopping me now? Now there's something stopping me and I can't see what it is. Was that it? That was it. Now this is the reason why you don't need to take these bolts completely off. You can see it slots in there and I can just twist it and then they kind of hold themselves in. Now what I am going to do is line them up with the old holes, just for a reference for the minute. Right, that just kind of gets my hands free. And now we can worry about this one. There we go, that's lined up. Take the bolt off the bottom one. And again, screws out nice and easy, which is handy. Now, some window regs go in nice and easy. You don't particularly have to line them up too much because there is play in a lot of things and a lot of adjustment. But what I am going to do is I'm going to line up all my nuts and bolts with the original outline of the paint. You can see once you're doing it yourself, you'll see where the old bolt or nut or whatever you happen to replace used to be. Once I've done that and tightened them all, I'll then put in the window and I should hopefully have the window reg adjusted, you know, 99% right, and then the rest of the adjustment, if I need to, I can use the adjustment from the actual glass itself. The good thing about this is this bolt will also tighten the stud in the window reg for me. So all I need to do is tighten up that. That will do it all for me, which is nice. So line it up with the old one, which was there. There we go, as you can see, it's tightening everything for me. And line this one up. Lovely. Factory specs. Click, click, click. Sorted. I'll just put the connection on because, believe me, it's easy to forget. Now what I want to do is make sure this wire is out of the way and doesn't hit the glass. Should be some clips, but there isn't. But we'll sort that when we put the glass in. Alright, just the 4 top bolts now. Right, I need to find 2 more nuts because the ones off the old one are just rusty. I can't get them off. So I'm going to find 2 new ones, put them in, and then turn the camera on and finish this job. Right, we got all our nuts and bolts in place. I got 2 new lock nuts for the top. Everything is lined up to the old marks. One thing you want to do is make sure you get all the bits out. These were the 2 bits that the old window used to sit onto, because if these start rattling around in the back, you know, they're going to think, oh, I've got a noise, I've got a problem somewhere, and it's this rattling around. It's happened loads of times when people say they've got a noise in the car and stuff like that, and it's just something in the boot rattling around. It's nothing serious at all. Right, what I want to do now is I want to put the glass back and get this baby lined up. Make sure you get it the right way because there is a curve on it, and I am going to line it up as best I can with the old marks. If it even wants to go in this side. Now, we're in. So, I need to rest it on these little ears. Which at the minute aren't open enough. That's 1 and 2. Now, slot that in its ears, and that is about right to its old marks. You can't go any further. I'll show you in a second now. I'll get the camera closer. Maybe, yeah, we're smack bang in the middle there now. Yeah, you can see we're smack bang in the middle where the marks is. You can't go any lower because there's a stopper here. You just see where my finger is. Just there, there's a stopper, so the glass can't go any lower. Same with that side. So I'm happy enough with that for the minute. I'm just measuring it with my fingers, just the gaps, and I've got 2 fingers gaps each side. That's not obviously a proper measurement, but it'll give you a rough idea of kind of you're in the right ballpark. Do not tighten your window reg with one of these, especially on your window. And the reason I'm doing it is because I'm used to it. Do as I say, not as I do. Now, that isn't tight by any stretch of the imagination. It's tight enough to let the window go up and down, but it's not tight properly because I want to make sure I've got it in line. So I'm now going to close the door and I'm going to lift up the window slowly just to make sure it hits, well, you can't see, but I'll show you in a second. Make sure it doesn't hit anything on the door frame. Right, here we go. Just want to first make sure it's not hitting anything. Again, roughly, going to put my fingers in here and in here, and again, they feel the same. It's not an exact science, but it'll give you an idea. I'm happy enough with that, that's actually in the middle. Now what I want to make sure is, as this goes up, it goes up and it bends underneath this lip. It doesn't just go up straight. The window kind of has to go on a slight kind of rolling action. So we're going to see that now. So first we better see that it actually works. So turn the heater off. Right, it's going straight down. And the reason it's doing that is because it doesn't know that the door is closed, I think. It doesn't know where it is. And it's a safety thing, so it doesn't smash. So if I open it, hopefully this should stay up. No, it doesn't. It won't even work. I didn't think there was any learning procedure for this. Right, it's gone all the way up and it's stayed up. And I'm absolutely bang on the gap. It's gone up into it. That should have learnt it now. Now it's gone all the way home. That should have learnt it. I don't think there's any special procedure as far as I remember. Now that should have actually learnt it now. That's gone in. There shouldn't be an issue now. So we'll put it down. There we go. As you can see, I can now, yeah, perfect. Right. So as you can see, I didn't really show it, did I? You know, I can just put it down a little bit. It's not going down all on its own now. So let's put it up to do the last bit, which should be, as I open this, that should automatically go down and allow me to open the tailgate if you're American, or the boot if you're not. There we go, people. Look at that. Close it, goes back up, open it, comes down. There we go. It's learnt it. It just needed to go all the way up to actually learn where it was. And now we can see we're absolutely 100% fine. I'm happy enough with that. We're in the seal. We've got the same gap either side. And if you didn't, you just kind of move the glass. Don't be tempted to stick something in here and kind of force the glass to the side. You will chip it, you will shatter it. Don't do it. If it's not right, put it down, loosen the bolts, physically move it side to side. Don't try and force it this way. But I am happy that that is bob on, sorted. So what I am going to do, I can't show you putting the panel back on because I don't bloody have it. But I am going to put that down now, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to tweak every bolt just to make sure. I'm not going to use the ratchet. I'm going to do it by hand. Just going to tweak each bolt to make sure it is definitely 100% right. And that's it. If you want to know how to take off the door card, if you watch the other video with the door handle, you'll see that. But that really is it. Short and sweet. Window reg. So I hope you enjoyed the Jeep video, everybody. Welcome to this lovely Jeep. I hope you enjoyed the Jeep video. Jeep, 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 Jeep. Yeah. So look, Hope it helps. Thumbs up, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Don't forget, we have our links up here to our Facebook, to other videos, to our Patreon. We have links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.